Hey everyone in Business 153. So this week's assignment, I am an owner of a small 200 employee manufacturing business in Mooresville, North Carolina. I have my own server, and every employee has a company email address. Most employees have access to a computer either at their desk or at common areas, and they have their own individual logins. So the first question, can you or do you monitor what web pages your employees go to? So I can monitor what web pages that my employees go to if I wanted to, because the computers were supplied by me, so I am the owner of them. If I was not an owner of these computers, then I would not be able to monitor what web pages my employees go to because it is not my right. I do not own the computers, so it just won't be my right to do that. But I will choose to not monitor what pages that my employees go to unless I was giving a reason to. I believe in people having their own freedom and being able to do whatever they want to. But if that causes a issue in the workplace, then I will certainly will start monitoring the web pages that my employees go to. So the second question is, do you monitor their emails? Since it is a company email address that is provided from my company, I can monitor their emails. It is, if it was their personal email, I have no right to monitor their emails. So, and I will never invade anyone's privacy by monitoring their company emails unless I was giving a reason to. If my employees started to use their company emails as personal use, then I will start monitoring their emails. The third question is, do you have internet filters on your individual computers and or servers? And yes, I will certainly have internet filters. Even if I do not monitor what web pages that my employees go on, I certainly will have internet filters. These will block them from going on something that they are not supposed to go to that will cause problems. For example, they will not be able to access any pornography websites. The internet filters will also block anything that could put a virus on the computer as well. Let me just scroll down here. And then the fourth question is, one night, once everyone has left work, you come in and do a drug swab analysis on a third of all keyboards located in your manufacturing business. And after you do the drug swab of the keyboards, 100% of them come back with some type of illegal drug residue. Can you or will you do drug testing on your employees? So, if there was a situation like this where a third or even less than that had a illegal drug residue on the keyboards, I can and would do a drug testing on my employees. I could look at what employees and who sign into those computers using those keyboards with drug residue, but I think I would just go ahead and drug test all of my employees because anyone could possibly just swipe their hand on their keyboard without logging into their account. And it isn't fair and could be considered discrimination to only test some employees. So to be equal and to prevent discrimination, I would drug test all of them. Do you worry about the cost of drug testing? I do worry about the cost of drug testing. Drug testing can become pretty pricey, which is why not all companies do drug testing. But I would find some sort of way to pay for it if I needed to. Okay, and then the next question is, if you do drug testing, what do you do with these employees who fail the drug test? So, to the employees who fail a drug test, I have stated very clearly that this is a 100% drug-free environment, and I can drug test if there is a reason to do so. All employees have signed the document saying that they understood that, so to those who fail the drug test, I will have to fire those because they have signed that document that they understood that, and then they just went ahead and still used drugs. And they still failed the test. So I will have to fire them. And then the next question is, do you worry that at least a third of your keyboards have illegal drug residue? And I do worry that at least a third of all of my keyboards have a illegal drug residue. There could be way more than that if I had checked, and it's worrisome that my employees could be using illegal drugs. Okay, so the next question is, you have one employee that self-IDs himself as a drug user right before the urinalysis. What do you do? What can you do with this individual? So this employee is Mr. Keith Milner, and he self-identifies himself as a drug user right before the urine sample. So as I stated before in the other question, I would have to treat him like the other employees who fail the drug test. He signed a document stated that this is a drug-free environment and drug testing will be provided if needed. So I will have to fire him, unfortunately. But I will always let him reapply if he can pass a drug test. But that does not mean that I have to let him back into the workplace. The next question is, because you are in Mooresville, North Carolina, what should your utilization analysis reflect? Because I am in Mooresville, North Carolina, my utilization analysis will reflect 70% white and 30% minority. The next question, do you have a dress code for your employees, and if so, what is it? I certainly do have a dress code for all of my employees. Since it is a manufacturing company, I will supply uniforms and make them wear closed-toed shoes. This prevents the risk of clothing getting caught into the machines or having something fall on their feet. Do you allow politics and religion to be discussed at the workplace? I can never stop my employees from talking about politics and religion because it is their freedom of speech. But I can do, however, not tolerate someone discriminating against someone for what they believe in, being politics and or religion. And then the last question is, a employee, being Mr. Keith Milner, identifies himself as gender neutral. Let me restate that question. A employee, being Mr. Keith Milner, identifies themselves as gender neutral. What bathroom is designated for them? I will have to provide a bathroom for them to prevent discrimination. According to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, it is illegal for me to discriminate them of what they identify as. If I do not provide them a bathroom, then that could be considered as a discrimination. So that's pretty much it for this assignment, and I hope that you would consider working for my company, and I hope that you think that these are all fair, and I look forward to learning about what you think about my responses. Thank you.